Now you'll know all the answers to these questions, Pete. I'm going to ask you about the youth, the America's Cup side of things. Louis Vuitton, is there an opening for them, do you think, to get involved in progressing the bottom layer, with their big...
Is there an opening for Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, to get in at the youth stuff.
Well,
because they're already involved in the big class.
Well, I think that's up to them to resolve. I don't know their relationship with the America's Cup Event Authority, or whether or not the America's Cup people want to have a clean line and another sponsor. They might want to go for Red Bull. I think that's more appropriate. Red Bull for the younger youth people.
For the Facebook generation.
Yeah, well...
But Louis Vuitton had to sell their purses and bags to all sorts of people, don't they?
That's a but the Facebook generation may not be able to afford them.
Well, some of them can. Some of their parents can. But it's an exciting change with an event like this, a Formula One event like this, to actively promote the youth side of things.
Oh no, that's commendable. It's absolutely outstanding, no doubt about it. I think the key issue we all want to know is who's entering and who's going to be really worthy as an entrant. It's all very well to say you've entered and we know there's some, but they just won't be funded. So, and that's happening past America's Cups.
Yeah, there's always...
Well, what we want is competition.
Yes.
And there's nothing like it. And whatever sporting event your persuasion is, there's just nothing like, the pulse and intensity of competition, the outcome undecided until very close to the finish.
And tell me, the catamaran versus monohull thing, if your discussions with Miller and Co back in the late 70s and early 80s about the Stewart 34 and the match racing that took place in those days, if someone had come up and said, well, what about an 8.5 metre catamaran? We've got 20 of these things.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think there's a lot of people still waiting to be convinced about how close... Look, that boat is just fantastic, and yes, I agree with what the Mayor said before. Seeing it go up the harbour is brilliant, but, if you want close match racing and exciting, we'll wait and see. And
the closing speeds of these things, when they're coming in on port and starboard, are going to be phenomenal. And you're going to be able to see that there's going to be a crash if someone doesn't do something, and it's going to go horribly wrong. Versus a monohull where you could come up pretty close to someone, go head to wind and maybe a little bit of a dial up. These things, it's going to be split-second timing, otherwise it's pear-shaped.
Like you're convinced.
Oh, I think it's fantastic.
I'll turn around the other way and we'll hear from you.
Absolutely. Well, the America's Cup, I think a lot of people lose sight of it. They think it's a sailing regatta first. It's not. It's a technology race first. It always has been, right from 1851 when the British had their exhibition and America went over. The J class, I mean, look at the fabulous boats they were. The 12 metres, I don't know, maybe it was a price thing and tried to bring it back down to earth so they get more teams in. The AC45, the AARC boats, 92, 95, 2000, 2003, version 5 boats, they're always technology driven. I saw a rig for one of those version 5 boats down here, it was just lying on the dock, and I was impressed by the size of the strings going up and down that rig to control the bits and pieces. It was just like a dinghy. And you look at this thing out here now, no shackles, mate, it's all string. The technology is just going forward and forward, and that's what this is about. That's what the America's Cup is for.
Turn the camera around and have you envision. You've got all the answers. So.
Well, that's my own opinion, and I gather information from all sorts.
Say it on camera.
It is. It's on camera.
You should do. Good on you.
I've also put it in print, but upset a few people. But that's their problem. Good. Thanks, Peter.
Good on you.
Yeah. Cheers, bud. There you go, mate. Facebook generation. It's all up to you.
Oh, great. No pressure.
No pressure.